Okay, just had to check what month it is. Alright, so today we have February Raves and Rejects, also my favorite products from January because I didn't make a January Raves and Rejects video this past month. I think this video will actually be up the day I get to San Diego. I'm going to be in San Diego on March 4th. Make sure you follow me on Twitter because I think I might do like a low-key meetup / hangout. So if you're in the San Diego area and you want to hang, follow me on Twitter and Snapchat. That's where I would announce a hangout if it's happening. So if you're new to my channel, I don't take Raves and Rejects videos lightly. These are products that are tried and tested. Is that the saying? Yeah. These are products that I've been trying out for a while now and that I absolutely love. They don't make it in a Raves and Rejects video if I don't think that you should buy them. Before we hop in, because I have a shit ton of stuff, I did finally film a short hair, curly hair routine video. That'll probably be up after this video. Be on the lookout for that. Alright, let's just do this. So the first thing I want to mention, which is my, like, if you could buy one thing out of this whole video, buy this. This is the Cover FX Illuminating Illuminating Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Light. I got this from Glambot. You can see the Glambot sticker there. If you don't know, Glambot is where you can buy high-end used makeup for super cheap. I'll link it down below if you haven't checked it out yet, but I think I got this for like half off, and there was still a ton of product in here when I got it. I'm wearing this right now. This is basically a setting powder that leaves your skin looking so beautiful. The finish of this is, I wouldn't say this is like a glowy setting powder. Like, it doesn't look like the It Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. Doesn't give you that much glow. Also, could they have made that name like any longer? It doesn't give you that kind of glow. It gives your skin just the right amount of sheen where it doesn't look like you're wearing a setting powder. It just looks like your skin. Like, you can see it reflecting off my forehead a little bit, but it doesn't look overly dewy. My skin has this weird thing with loose setting powders where any loose setting powder I've ever tried, whether it's translucent or not, leaves my skin looking super patchy. It like takes away some of the coverage. It just doesn't make my foundation look good at all. I usually stay away from loose setting powders for that reason, and I don't know why I just randomly decided to try this, but I'm so happy I did. The color is perfect. If you have pale skin, it gives you a tiny bit of color, but it's not too dark. It's the perfect tone for me. It gives you a tiny bit of coverage, which I really like because I feel like it's not taking away from the coverage. And when I put this on, it just makes my whole face look like together. And the brush I use to apply that is actually this brush, which looks like a liquid foundation brush, but I've been using it to apply this powder and it is amazing. This is the Coastal Scents BR110 brush. I think this is like $5 or $4, something insane like that. I link all the products in the description box always, so if you have any questions, you should check there first. Since it is a little bit more dense for a powder brush, it gives you really nice coverage, and I literally just pat this on. Love using this brush to apply this powder. You need both of these. Next is another powder for your face. This is the Stargazer powder. I use this in one of my recent Shadow and Schmooze videos, and this is basically just a pressed white powder. I've tried a lot of pressed white powders that are like literally white powders. This one is my favorite. It doesn't give you that like chalky white look. I should probably say what I use this for. I use this to set my under eyes, and that's what I'm wearing right now. I've been using this over my Physicians Formula powder lately. I do think both of them are amazing. I've just been reaching for this one more lately. I feel like I'm about to hit panic. I can see it coming. My concealer looks good all day with this powder. I want to say this is like the softest powder in the world, but it doesn't have that chalky finish, which is super rare to find in a pure stark white powder. Only recommending this if you have pale skin. If you don't, this will probably look way too light on you. But if you're someone who has a really hard time making your under eyes look bright because every powder is too dark, try this out. It is literally $5 on Amazon. You can't go wrong. Okay, I actually have a ton of face products this month. This is the Collection Lasting Perfection 16-Hour Concealer in the shade Fair, and I got this off of eBay. I mentioned this in that last Shadow and Schmooze too, and I said it was Rimmel. This isn't Rimmel. I don't know why. I think it's because the packaging looks exactly like Rimmel to me. I think their font is like exactly the same. What is Collection? If you guys are in the UK, let me know what Collection is. This is such a great concealer. I've been reaching for this over my Urban Decay Naked concealer. I think it's just because I like the color of this a little bit better. It's a little more pink toned, which I really like for my under eyes. Full coverage, really nice consistency. It's creamy, but not as creamy as the Urban Decay Naked Skin. And I just really like the way that it sets. It doesn't crease on me. It actually creases less than the Urban Decay Naked Skin for me. Another face product. This is the e.l.f. Illuminating Palette. I was not expecting to like as much as I do. I think they might have two different shades of this, so make sure you get the lightest one. if you're my skin tone. It's super powdery, so I feel like I'm gonna like pour out powder when I do this, but there's 4 different shades in here. This is the powder that I use most frequently. It's what I'm wearing today as a highlight. I've been using this every single day. I don't know what it is about this, but I think the color of this, the shade, it has a little bit of yellow to it, so it just makes your cheekbones and your under eyes look super highlighted. There's something about this shade that is so flattering on pale skin. I think this is $6 on e.l.f.'s website. You can probably find it at Target too. And this shade I've actually been using to contour. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, so not ideal, but it does work. And if you have pale skin, like look at that. That is like the perfect light contour shade, like if you're looking for something super natural. If you want a little bit more of a bronzy look, you can even mix these 2 shades. I will say that the consistency of these, pretty powdery. When you apply this, like you definitely get some powder flying up. For me, I can overlook that because I love the shade of it and just the way that it makes my cheekbones look. But keep that in mind, if you're not someone who likes super powdery products, you probably won't like this. But for me, I'm feeling it. Okay, the next thing I feel like I have to mention, because this is such an underrated, incredible product that I feel like deserves so much more recognition than it gets. These are the Pure Cosmetics eye polishes, and I've used these multiple times in different videos. I've never actually mentioned them as like a favorite, but these are awesome. This is in the shade Caviar. This is one of my favorites. It's like this green, black, gold shade, super unique. So basically what these are is potted liquid products that dry to a powder finish. They give you the most insane shimmer, but you don't get any of that fallout that you usually get from shadows. It has this mesh thing right here, so you basically just tap it, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to swatch it. Super shimmery, it has a little bit of glitter in it, but you don't get any fallout at all. They market these as like primers and top coats, but you could literally use this however you wanted to. You could put these all over the lid and just put a color in your crease and you'd be good to go. You could use these on top of something. A few different shades of these, but I think Caviar and Silk are my favorites. This is like a copper, super pretty. Like, look at that. Okay, next I have to mention this because this has literally been saving my skin the past month. I finally got this. So many of you guys have told me to get this over like the last year. It's basically a loose powder mask and you have to mix it with either water or apple cider vinegar. I've been using it about 3 times a week. You can use it every day. You can use it every other day. This is basically like a miracle mask. This is the Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay. You can get it on Amazon. It comes in this huge ass jar. What I've been doing is mixing it in a plastic bowl with a plastic knife. You don't want to use metal with this, it says. And I pour in apple cider vinegar, which is really great for acne. It's like a natural astringent. And mix it together and then you apply it as a face mask. I leave it on for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. It like massively tightens and you can't talk at all. When you wash off your face, the first time I used this, I thought I had like a reaction to it because my face was so red. But I did some research and that's what is supposed to happen. It's totally fine. And then when you wake up the next morning, my acne has shrunk. My skin just looks, I don't even know how to describe it. You gotta try this for yourself. It's like $9 on Amazon. My skin has been horrible the past few months. Don't know what's happening. I'm gonna be going back to my dermatologist, but this has been helping to like keep it at bay in the meantime. The ones down here and on my chin have been going down, still getting acne, but this I feel like has definitely helped. Next product is a conditioner, and this is the Sugared Skulls Hair Conditioner Sweet Cotton Candy scent, which normally doesn't appeal to me at all. I usually don't like the super sweet scents, but this smells so fucking good. So this is from a seller on Etsy. I actually heard of her because of Kendall Rae. She mentioned these in a favorites video. It leaves my hair feeling so soft, smells amazing. It's one of those conditioners. The scent stays in your hair and lingers, which I really like. These products are handmade by a hairstylist, so she knows what she's doing. She uses these products in her salon and on her clients. My label's like kind of worn off and my bottle looks a little janky, but it's a great product if you're in the market for a new shampoo and conditioner. This is the Brilliant Spellbinding Palette by Sigma. Quickly had to give a shout out to this palette because one of the shades in here in particular I've been in love with. This is the Shit Brown shade right here. It's called Sensational. When I did the live streaming on Strobe, we used this, and I mentioned this in another video I think as well. If you love these like crap brown shades that are so ugly that they're amazing, you'll love this. It is pretty powdery, so you'll definitely want to use a primer. But look at that, like, oh, it's like the perfect camel brown shade. You could use this in the crease, the outer corner, all over the lid. The other shadows look super pretty. I haven't really dug into them much. I just like randomly opened that palette one day and saw that shade and have been using it ever since. 3 more brushes I want to mention. I'm going to be doing a whole my favorite brushes video coming very soon. I know I promised that like a month ago, but it is coming. But I did want to mention these 3 brushes because I've been using these like crazy the past couple months. These are all from Coastal Scents, super affordable. Coastal Scents I think has some really great brushes. You just have to, it's like very hit or miss. I think half of the ones I've tried I really like and would recommend, and the other half I wouldn't. It really depends on the ones that you get. So this is the BR250. This is basically just like a blending, it's basically like a blending crease brush. This is like that crease brush that every brand has, except this one was $2.50 and it is soft, it does the job, and it's great. This is the BR-CS08. I'm going to be linking all these down below so you don't have to like remember these crazy numbers. This is basically just a smaller blending crease brush. If you're blending out a darker shade in your outer V, this is the perfect brush because it's small enough to get right where you want it, but it still blends out the product. And then the last one is this brush, BR-CS20. And basically I use this to pack on shadow on the lid. I use this today. It's great for dry shadows. It's great for wet shadows. You guys know I've used my finger for years to apply my lid shade because I just haven't found a brush that does as good of a job as my finger and gives off as much pigmentation. This one is pretty dang close. I've actually been reaching for this over using my finger. So the next Rave is this Ulta Matte and Prime. This is a primer. I don't think this helps making your skin look more matte, but if you want a damn good smoothing primer that's from the drugstore, try this out. It's basically like a silicone consistency primer, but it's not as heavy as some of the other silicone primers. It blends in so easily and just gives your skin this like super soft foundation. Looks beautiful on top of it. I use this on top of my Nivea post shave balm and it's like a match made in heaven. So last few products. This is the eSalon Get Heated Thermal Protection Hair Mist. I've been using this as my heat protectant. If you missed it, I did a whole video recently on my short hair and how I color my hair and kind of the products I use, and I mentioned this in that video. It smells so freaking good. This literally smells like a perfume. You apply this in damp hair, spray it all over, and I just brush it through and like let it sit for a sec. Really been liking this. Smells amazing. Okay, we have been talking for 25 minutes. This is gonna be a freaking long video. So now I'm going into the rejects. I feel like I had a ridiculous amount of rejects this month. I think just because I was trying so many new products from the drugstore these past couple months that there was just a lot of stuff that I wasn't liking. And the first one is this Maybelline Dream Velvet Foundation. This is like so highly raved about from some people hate it. It seems like one of those products that it really depends on your skin and the kind of coverage that you're going for. For me, this did not work at all. I've tried 05 and 10. Both of them are too dark and super orange. Besides the color, there's something about this foundation that I just hate. Like I said, some people this looks absolutely beautiful on. The finish and like the way that it sits on my skin, it really looks heavy. Like it looks super cakey on me. And I know that's like opposite of how it looks on some people, but just on my skin, it does not work. Let me know if you guys still want to see a full review on this and like demo so you can see how it looks on my skin. But just telling you off the bat, like, not a fan of this. Next reject is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Lash Primer. I really liked this the first couple weeks I was using it. I was putting this on as a lash primer before my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and it's basically just a white lash primer. It's supposed to help your lashes look longer, strengthen them, make your mascara go on better, and I felt like it was working for me for the first couple weeks. And then I looked in the mirror one night and I was like, where the hell are all my lashes? I feel like this literally had been slowly destroying my lashes. I didn't change my mascara at all. My lashes just looked like super weak and short. So I stopped using this. Over the past couple weeks, my lashes are back to how they usually are. This is the only thing I changed. I think it was this. I don't know. Wasn't a fan. Next product is the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. This is another like cult favorite product. The blush itself is beautiful, like the actual consistency, and I would use this on other people. For me, this shade just looks horrible. It's like straight up orange on my skin tone. I think this would look beautiful if you have more of a deeper complexion. If you're a pale princess, don't try this out. It's straight up orange. Doesn't even look peach. It's like you put orange powder on your face. My last reject of the month, which I don't have because I actually returned, is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Cushion Foundation and the Physicians Formula Cushion Foundation. So I returned both of those. They're both way too dark on me. I have reviews on both of those products, first impression videos. So I'll link both those reviews down below so you can see in depth why I don't like them. Alright, so that was everything. I feel like that was a super long video. If you stuck around till now, thank you. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.